Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Taz, and we are here for our ROVAL Fantasy Report for the NASCAR Cup Series, one of my most fun recordings of the week. So, Taz, we've got to review what happened from last week.
That's right, from Kansas. We would have deferred by one driver in our top 5 in garage picks, but
I
you
know.
changed it, and so we had the same exact lineup. So the difference maker was our head-to-head matchups, where we both got Briscoe over Bubba Wallace, right?
Yep.
We lost on Ross Chastain over Tyler Reddick.
Right.
And then the difference makers were Chase Elliott and Joey Logano, where I took Elliott and got it, and you took Logano.
And didn't get it.
And then I took Hamlin over you taking Larson.
Yes. And you won both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kicking myself for changing Elliott. I had a feeling that might happen, and it certainly did.
I mean, it happens, though. There's times where we second guess, and sometimes they end up kicking us in the butt.
Yes, and that's what happened to me last week. Okay, so let's get into this week because we've got some odds to look at here for this week. Is it any big surprise that Shane Van Gisbergen is at the top of the list this week, Taz?
I am not surprised at all. I mean, he pretty much tells the tale in its own right when it comes to road course style racing.
I guess I could go a little bigger, couldn't I?
Yeah, it can go a little bit bigger. Larson, they're sending him at. Oh no, they're sending him probably just under 1,000. I figured he would be like at least 1,000, maybe a little higher. I figured Bell would be like the second next guy up there. I'm surprised that AJ Allmendinger is not a top 4. Allmendinger as low as they do. I figured he'd be a top 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Right out the gate.
Pretty surprised by that too, because his stats are pretty good.
Chris Buescher, I figured they give him a little bit lower than a 2,000. I mean, I understand that. I think there's a couple road courses he struggles at, but I don't think the ROVAL was one of them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And you know what? When we look at the box scores, I think you'll understand why we're questioning some of these.
Yeah, Byron's typical up there. Reddick's typical up there. Larson, I figured he'd be I'd say drop. In my opinion, Larson should be dropped a couple spots. Bell should be up there, and Allmendinger should be a top 4
Way
or
up
5
there,
at the
yeah.
very lowest.
Okay, here is the stats report, which Shane Van Gisbergen is up there. His average finish is his average finish is 7.0, which I think is the best average finish. But they've got Chase Elliott up at the top, and that's because they're looking at 7 races compared to 1 race for Shane Van Gisbergen.
If I remember last year with SVG, him and his team played out a certain strategy to keep him up front. I think they were going for like a green flag run or something. Then they got caught with a caution, with an extra caution I think they did not plan for. So he went from the back of the field and he worked his way up. And I remember that specifically because I took him in my NASCAR pool I was in last year. And I needed him to keep my playoff hopes alive. And when he was in the back, I thought I was toast. And luckily, with his drive back up, it saved me by a few points up until somebody got disqualified. Oh, Bowman got disqualified.
That's right.
And that was another saving grace. So I had SVG with a drive of a lifetime he saved my butt by a few points, and then a disqualification just gave me an extra boost.
Okay, so some people are saying he can be beat, though, at the ROVAL. See what happens. He does have the best average finish at that 7.0, but that's just 1 race. Chase Elliott comes in at 7.7, which I think is the second best. Then you've got 7.8 here for Tyler Reddick. And I believe that's on several races as well. That's based on 5 races for Tyler Reddick. So not as many races as the other guys, but still more than one race.
If there is one to sleep on here, this is going to be Alex Bowman. If you scroll a little further, or if you see more towards the bottom there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because his average finish is an 8.3. He
Yes.
starts well. During the race, he's not running great because obviously you see the 21.7 where he's running about mid-race. But he comes back into the top 10. So, I mean, that's one that I would consider. You could count him as a sleeper if you'd like. Definitely somebody to kind of consider and think about.
Okay. And Ryan Blaney here starts at 12.1. He ends up at 10.1, which is not some of the better finishes that we see here. Joey Logano will start at 5.9 average and finish at 8.6. So it's kind of interesting here to see how that plays out. This is Joey Logano's stat line.
Blaney is one I would consider to be a sleeper. I understand he won the first ROVAL race, but that was because of the right place and the right time between Truex and Johnson's mishap on the last lap. But Blaney, however, has been running decently well at road courses. I know that for a fact. But yeah, if you look at AJ Allmendinger, like it's 11.2, but look where he's running in the middle of the race. Like he's sitting top 5. Byron is the same way too. I mean, not as strong as Dinger, but these guys are. I'm still shocked at the odds page that they're giving Allmendinger lower than.
Yeah, and I guess this could be why, because he's got a good mid-race number, but it's outside of the top 10 for the end of the race. But even Larson, they had him pretty high up, and I'm trying to figure out why they have Larson up there.
Yeah, I mean, I get Larson's doing better at road course racing, but I don't see much of a significance here.
Yeah, that one kind of really surprised me. Christopher Bell is another sleeper, I think, because he starts at 12.2, races mid-pack at 12.2, but he finishes in the top 10.
Actually, Bell's not really much of a sleeper. He's actually a strong contender, I would say, for this.
I think so. And you're right about Alex Bowman. Looking at his numbers here again, he starts at 9.2. He goes back a little bit during the race, but look where he finishes. 8.3. That's one of the better average finishes.
Another sleeper I kind of want to highlight here. Carson Hocevar, right above Alex Bowman.
Yes, right here.
Starting 20th, and you're working your way up to 12th.
Yes,
almost
that's
a top 10 there. I would consider that to be something.
And things did not go well for him last week, so he's going to be looking for a rebound this week.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So we want to make sure we show you these. Moving over here to look at the driver ratings, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers that have over 100 driver rating. That takes us through Tyler Reddick. So, but the other ones aren't that far behind. So there's a lot of drivers here who have good driver rating.
Yeah, the only one that gives me a curveball is in the top 6 is Larson, but with the others not being that far behind, I'm okay with it for now. But I don't see Larson as a top guy in my opinion.
I don't either. I can't figure out why they've got him so high there, other than his most recent runs have been fairly decent. But yeah, his stats here just don't show him being that great. Okay, are we ready to move on now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, let's take a look at the fast lane here, just to kind of give you the rundown here. Thinking of the best fantasy lineup for Charlotte Motor Speedway's ROVAL can cause headaches. Many playoff drivers will elect to earn stage points through the first 2 stages and start the final stage deep in the field. Drivers who are solidly chasing the victory will flip the stages to be up front when the pay window opens. Ultimately, it nets out to where drivers scored similar points. The highest points totaled in each of the last 2 Charlotte road course events were 48. In 22, it was 40 by the winner. So let's move on now to the first driver that they feature here. And that is going to be none other than SVG. And they're saying he is a must start. Shane Van Gisbergen from Trackhouse Racing's number 88 Chevrolet has odds of 19-20. Van Gisbergen is aiming to become the second driver in series history to win 5 straight road course races. Jeff Gordon was the last driver to do that. The New Zealander has led 52% of the laps turned at road courses in 2025 and ran inside the top 5 or 85% of the time while cracking the top 10 for 94.7% of laps, according to Racing Insights. The battle for the win runs through SVG. Your thoughts here?
I mean, that pretty much describes the tell of the tale. Everyone knows that SVG is the guy to go for when it comes to road course, street course style racing. I mean, at Chicago, it looked like, when you go back to Chicago, it looked like Michael McDowell might have been the guy because he was the only one that gave
Yes.
SVG competition, not only challenging, but he actually passed him and was leading. Um, but once McDowell was cooked, nobody had anything for him for SVG other than the restarts. Like everyone was trying to cleanly drive aggressive against him, but it was just nothing. So it was just SVG dominating. So this is one where if drivers can't find a way to outsmart him in some of these corners or get better restarts in him, he's going to do what he's been doing the last few road course races, and that's just walk away and dominate.
All right. Well, let's see who might be his competition at the ROVAL. The next driver up, also a must start, AJ Allmendinger. AJ Allmendinger is at Colleague Racing in the number 16 Chevrolet. His odds come in at 16-1. Colleague's road course program is behind in 2025 compared to previous seasons, but don't let that fool you when it comes to Allmendinger at Charlotte. In 5 starts here, he has 4 finishes of 7th or better, bookmarked by a 2023 victory. All 3 next-gen races have ended with results of 6th or better. Some pretty strong stats there for AJ.
Yeah, the only thing negative I have to say about AJ Allmendinger is, yes, he's a road course racer, very good with it. The only negative I have with him is that he has this tendency of, to put it in the nicest way possible, shooting himself in the foot. Because
yes, I noticed that.
there's times where he could be winning or leading, and then something happens to his own doing, and he goes from the top guy to he's on the bottom of the barrel.
From hero to zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about our next guy, and I kind of like this next pick. Christopher Bell is a must start. Okay, now Christopher Bell, of course, drives that number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. His odds are 10-1. Outside of SVG, Bell has been the best in class at road courses in 2025. He scored the victory at Circuit of the Americas and has 3 runner-up finishes in the last 6 road courses dating back to this race last year. Bell is a former winner at the Charlotte ROVAL in 2022 and has earned the second most points at road courses this season at 175. If you're tight on uses for the number 20 car, which is the case here, it might be best to save him for another upcoming race, Las Vegas. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, Bell's top 2 in the last. Bell has finished in the top 2 in the last in 2 of the last 3 Roval races. which have been the next gen races. So obviously he's found something with this. He's finished top 2 in 4 of the last 6 road course races, including that Coda win you mentioned. And he's finished top 5 in 5 of the last 6 road course races. So I'm all board with starting Bell this week.
I am too. He is one of my picks. All right. Now, our next driver is going to be a popular one. I will say that. We're talking about Chase Elliott. They're calling him a must start in this race. So Chase Elliott is, of course, the number 9 driver for Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. His odds come in at 15-1. And with Elliott punching his ticket into the round of 8 via his victory at Kansas Speedway last weekend, the number 9 car has some flexibility this weekend. Elliott is one of 2 multi-time winners at the Charlotte ROVAL. Kyle Larson is the other, and leads the league with an average finish at 7.7. He's also earned the most points through 7 races here at 295. Now, they say he's got the best average finish, and I guess that's because SVG's average finish of 7.0 is based on just 1 race, where Chase Elliott has 7.
Yeah, Chase is one guy I would say definitely one to keep an eye for in terms of at least starting. I know with the 3 next gen races, if you go back to I think when did the next gen debut? 22 it was. Yeah. 2022, he did not have his best showing there. I know that. And then after that, he's been somewhere top 5, top 10 in that range. So I would consider Chase Elliott as a must start. Probably like a number 4 or 5 guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's a good pick, without a doubt. Now we're getting into sleeper picks here with this next driver, Taz. So here's your first sleeper, Joey Logano. He's listed as a sleeper pick. Okay, now Joey Logano, of course, drives the number 22 Team Penske Ford, and he comes in with odds at 35-1. With a 13-point buffer for the final transfer spot entering the ROVAL, it's apparent that Joey Logano will be chasing stage points this weekend. He doesn't usually do that, but I think he will this weekend. The 3-time Cup champion flies under the radar here, but statistically, it's his best road course on the schedule with a series high 6 top 10 finishes and 7 starts. He ranks 2nd in points tabulated at the road course at 266 and has the 3rd best average finish at 8.57. Thoughts here about Joey Logano. I think he's a highly competitive guy.
I'm going to point out something here, and I remember seeing this earlier in the week, and I wished I wrote that stat down or at least kept it somewhere. It seems the last few years, more times than not, somebody from under the cut line has been able to find a way to move on to the next round via the elimination race.
Yes.
Joey Logano could be one of those stories. You go back to think about it last year. He would have been eliminated last year, but the DQ from Alex Bowman saved him and got him to move on and win the championship.
That's true, yes.
So, and another thing too is that Logano has 2 top 10 finishes in the last 10 road course races. That doesn't sound very well, but keep this in mind. He's finished top 10 in 6 of the 7 ROVAL races, as you probably mentioned, and ranked 2nd in points in the ROVAL in the next gen era. And I mean, he's in looking at his next gen finishes as well. He's finished top 10 in 2 out of the 3 next gen ROVAL races. So
yeah, just real quick, I wanted to bring up these points, or the standings, so that you can see who is where on these point standings. Joey Logano is just 13 points to the good here.
Yeah, so Logano's going to look for stage points, and he's got to be careful of what I've said earlier, and that's somebody from under the cut line to try to get in. So I mean, there is a Chastain who's probably a sleeper guy to move on there. Tyler Reddick, a strong road course racer in general, could sneak his way through. Bubba Wallace, I would say he has a decent chance because I believe this is also one of his stronger road course tracks to date for him. Cindric, I mean, he's in a situation where he's got to win pretty much at this point.
Okay, Alex Bowman is up next from Hendrick Motorsports, driving the number 48 Chevrolet. His odds come in at 30-1. He's another sleeper pick here, and you pointed that out earlier, Taz. Bowman has become a skilled road course competitor in recent years, which includes 5 top 10 finishes and 6 Charlotte road course starts. He didn't compete in 2022. Last year's disqualification put a damper on his average finish, dropping to 11.67, which is still good enough for 8th in the series. Overall, he has 7 top 10s in the last 13 road course events. What are your thoughts here? Is he going to spoil the playoff party this week?
He's a possibility to do so. I mean, he starts, and your box score pretty much said it all. He starts well and finishes well. It's that mid-race is where he's not even in the conversation. So I would say for Bowman's case, I mean, if you want to start well, finish well, that's fine because he's not in the playoffs. So at this point, he's just chasing points to chase points. So in all honesty, I wouldn't even worry about so much of the mid race. I would just go for more so of the finish, and he could play spoiler to it.
Okay. So this next one surprises me just a little bit, and I know he's won here before. We're talking about Ty Gibbs here.
Wow.
Yeah, does that surprise you too?
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out why.
Well, let's see what they say. Ty Gibbs with Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 54 Toyota does have odds of 25-1. Gibbs is a formidable road course competitor, ranking in the top 10 on speed, long run speed, passing, and restarts in 2025 per Racing Insights. The number 54 card has run inside the top 10 in nearly 52% of all laps on road courses this season. 5th best in the series. He finished 4th here in 2023. And I think in the Xfinity series, if I'm not mistaken, I think he won on the ROVAL in the Xfinity series.
Yeah, I don't know his Xfinity series stats, but I think where I'm surprised as to why they're making him a sleeper pick is because in his next gen finishes, in the 3 races that he's done, he has 1 top 5 finish in those 3 races. And that was 2 years ago. His other 2 finishes are outside of the top 20. So I'm trying to figure out why he's a sleeper in this position.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see him come up next. I was not expecting that at all. And I'm kind of surprised with this next one that we're going to talk about. So I would stay away from Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, I'd stay away from this guy. I don't know what they're seeing in him.
Yeah, me either. I was very shocked that they have him up there. I think they're looking strictly at 25 stats, but the ROVAL is very different. So we'll see what happens here. This guy they're listing, we're looking at Michael McDowell. They've got him listed as a stay away from.
You may be shocked, but in this case, I'm not surprised.
Okay, well, I was a little surprised. Okay, Michael McDowell, Spire Motorsports, number 71 Chevrolet. His odds are 30-1, and they're saying deservedly so. Michael McDowell gets a ton of credit for his road course prowess. Unfortunately, though, the ROVAL is his worst on the circuit, scoring a best finish of 12th in 7 attempts. You can never rule him out on road courses with top fives at Mexico City and Sonoma Raceway in 2025. So you're agreeing with the stay away from, huh?
Yep, because at his next gen finishes, you're looking at his very best is a 15th place. Everything else is like Ty Gibbs outside of the top 20. So I don't see. So yeah, as much as of a road course racer for McDowell, I agree, and that stat there pretty much tells the tale of this is not his best road course track in any means necessary.
Okay, and I think the next one we kind of already know. The next one is a stay away from.
Ah, yes.
Okay, and I'll give you the reasons why here. Denny Hamlin, Joe Gibbs Racing's number 11 Toyota, has odds of 60 to 1. Hamlin had a big point stay at Kansas, putting him a healthy 48 points above the cut line entering this weekend. He might need every one of those, particularly if there's a winner from below the cut line, as he struggled mightily on road courses in the next gen car. He cracked the top five at the Chicago Street Race in July, but he has only one additional top 10 in 21 total next gen starts on road courses. Watkins Glen in 2023 is the race they're talking about. His lone top 10 here came in 2021, placing a fifth place for Denny Hamlin. So we agree here, right?
Yeah, stay away from him. Although, I will say this, he could be argumentative as a sleeper in a sense for the Roval. He is yet to score a top 10 in the next gen car, but he has been in the top 15 in two of those three next gen races.
Okay. All right.
So if I had to make a swapping of the drivers they're highlighting in terms of sleeper versus stay away from, it would be Hamlin and Gibbs.
Okay. Our next one here is going to be interesting as well. Do you know who this is?
That's the Amigo,
It's
Suarez.
the amigo, Daniel Suarez. That's right. Stay away from Trackhouse Racing's number 99 Chevrolet. His odds come in at 50 to 1. When the next gen car was introduced in 22, few drivers adapted better to road courses than Suarez, winning the second road course race of that season at Sonoma. However, the 99 team has had rough days at the Charlotte road course, including a loss of power steering in 2022. Suarez has three straight finishes of 30th or worse here, and his average finish of 33rd is worst among drivers with multiple starts in the next gen era. A little bit surprising because usually on a road course, he is pretty good.
Just like I said with McDowell, this is not his track by any means necessary. The fact that he's yet to even hit top or get above 30th in the next gen car, that pretty much tells the tale.
Next up, we've got our matchups is coming next, and I'm going to tell you who the first featured matchup is. This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, this is what I consider the matchup of the week.
This is the matchup of the week. We've got Shane Van Gisbergen and AJ Allmendinger. Before SVG's emergence as arguably the greatest driver to ever compete on a road course in NASCAR, Allmendinger was among the drivers to beat when turning left and right. He's to be respected at the ROVAL with an 11.2 average finish, his second best at any active track. But SVG has been on otherworldly this year and is the surefire bet entering this weekend. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is down to SVG's dominance versus AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger's consistency. Looking at Dinger's next gen stats, however, he's yet to finish worse than 6th in those 3 races. Yes, he's got a win in there, so obviously he knows how to win. SVG knows how to win for sure. Yes, he got a 7th place finish last year after having a mistimed caution that threw his strategy out, but he did make up for it. So it's just a matter of which one of these two is going to have the better day. In my opinion, I'm going to probably give the nod to SVG here.
Yeah, me too. I circled his name. Okay, next up, we've got another matchup here that's going to be interesting. And I think this one is interesting for multiple reasons. Denny Hamlin versus Bubba Wallace. They're saying that Denny Hamlin versus Bubba Wallace, with bad blood from last week, don't expect Wallace to lay over for his boss anytime soon. Neither are particularly great here, but the advantage should go to the 23 car. In a must-win situation to advance to the round of 8, he should have track position to begin the final stage, where he has a pair of top 10s in the last 3 ROVAL events. Who's your pick here?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. There's always that one driver to go from under the cutoff line to making it through to the next round, and Bubba could be a good threat for this case. And that was the difference maker for me. Hamlin's yet to record a top 10 in the next gen car. He's come close twice, but never done it. Bubba has done it twice, so I feel Bubba is the better winner of this matchup.
Okay, I agree. I've circled Bubba Wallace there for me as well. Okay, let's move on to the next matchup. We got Chase Briscoe versus Ross Chastain. I'll give you some stats here. This might be the toughest battle of the weekend. In Briscoe's introductory year at JGR, he's been a force on road courses, finishing runner-up at Sonoma and 3 finishes of 7th or better. Entering 13 points below the cut line, Chastain needs a plethora of points to advance to the round of 8. That's going to be a tough task given Logano's track record here. Give me Briscoe, who's run inside the top 10 in 64.7% of the laps, trailing only SVG and Bell at road courses this season. What are your thoughts?
I took Chastain over Briscoe on this deal, believe it or not. I mean, I understand Briscoe's been on a tear, but I feel like Chastain has been on a different level when it comes to road course style racing. So that's kind of where I was at with this.
He's the most recent winner at Charlotte. He won the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, I took Chastain for this one over Briscoe.
All right. I'm going to take Briscoe. So you and I are going to differ there.
All right.
Okay, I like Chastain. It was a tough pick because I like both of these drivers quite a bit. Okay, coming up with our last matchup here. It made me laugh a little bit. We got Austin Cindric versus Tyler Reddick.
This ain't even a competition.
Okay, that's why I was laughing. With how much success Cindric has had at road courses, rising the ranks of NASCAR, this should be a tougher matchup than it is. Both drivers are in a must-win situations and could be in a position to do so on Sunday. Cindric has had better days at road courses in 2025, where he's netted 69 points. 11th worst in the playoff field. Reddick is a former winner here and should be contending again. What are your thoughts here?
So if I go off my next gen finishes here between these two, Reddick has Cindric beaten by a mile because Reddick has finished outside of the top 10 once in the 3 next gen races. Has yet to crack the top 5. However, Cindric has 1 top 5 finishes in those 3 next gen races, and that was 1 year ago. So I feel more comfortable in Reddick versus Cindric, in all honesty.
Okay, so you're going with Reddick. Okay. I'm undecided. I think I'm going to go with Reddick too, but I might change my mind. So we'll see. But I think you're right. Oh yeah, Reddick has the average finish at 7.9, and Cindric comes in at 16.7. It surprises me a little bit because Cindric has typically been pretty good on the road courses, but I know more recently, and this season in particular, he doesn't seem to be on top of his game.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns on Reddick here.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with Reddick as well.
We got to get our top 5 in garage picks.
Yeah, okay. They took Shane Van Gisbergen, Allmendinger, Elliott Larson, and Reddick with Joey Logano in the garage. I'm not going to agree with that.
Well, I have 3 out of their, I guess you could say 6 drivers in that case. I took SVG, I took Allmendinger, I took Chase. Larson and Reddick I do not have. I put Byron and Bell in there. And for my garage pick, I took Alex Bowman.
Okay, I am going to go with SVG, AJ, Bell, Elliott, and Logano with Bowman in my garage. So the only one we're different on is Byron and Logano. I think we agreed on just about all of these.
We
No, we
agreed
didn't.
for the matchups. We agreed on 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, I took Briscoe. You took Chastain.
Yep.
Okay, so there you have it. There's our picks for this week. Any changes?
I'm staying with it.
I'm staying with mine too. Okay, so it's been a lot of fun here with the fantasy report, the ROVAL Fantasy Report for the NASCAR Cup Series. We hope it helps you guys when you're making your picks as well. Do watch for more coming soon here at Fan for Racing Radio. I've got 2 of the previews are out. The third one is ready to go as soon as I get done here. So that'll be the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. I still have to edit and get ready, and then the Fantasy Report. So I would anticipate all 3 of those being out sometime this afternoon. And but we do have the Truck Series preview is out, as well as the ARCA Menard Series season finale is out. That's happening this weekend out at Toledo Speedway. So a big race for the ARCA Menard Series. Also, on the other side of the weekend, we'll have all the reviews for the 4 races that are taking place this weekend. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern time, we have our Hot Topic Sound Off, where Jay, Chris, and I talk about all the hottest topics from the weekend of racing. And it's interactive. We have the live stream with the live chat room available, so you can interact with us and give us your thoughts throughout the show as well. And then we started all over again because we're going to be racing out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway the next weekend. So we'll start out with our previews all over again. I think I know who your pick is going to be to win.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at SVG, obviously, but I know I'm going to have to look at some other backup. My little NASCAR pool that I have on my side deal. So I may have to look into Plan C and D to dig into this one.
Well, you know what? I think SVG is going to get some stiff competition because I think Christopher Bell is going to be up there contending, as well as maybe even Chase Elliott. So I think he's going to have some tough competition.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I could see SVG getting beat here, but only Sunday will tell the tale.
Only Sunday will tell the tale. I've got SVG for the winner too, but I think he's going to have some very tough competition, and it's not going to surprise me if somebody else wins.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen. And I understand with road courses, it's a matter of everyone's chasing him down, and I think he can be beat. Chicago proved McDowell, this guy can be beat.
I think that everybody's catching up to him, but he's catching up on ROVALs too. He had that top 10 finish.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Yep, he sure is. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you taking the time to hear what we have to say. We have a lot of fun doing these, and we hope you enjoy them as much as we enjoy doing them. Taz, you want to say anything?
I want to thank everyone for watching and listening along, and Hope everyone has a good race weekend.
Okay. Are you going to be at the track this weekend? This is the
Yep.
weekend you're going to be out there.
Yeah, yep. I'll be out at my track tomorrow night. The big headliner is the $2,000 to win clone class race. We're running that class under basically the Snowball Derby fiasco, where everyone time trials. Top finishers are locked into the main event, and then everyone else has to run the last chance race, where I think we're taking, well, depending on cart counts, we're probably going to take the top 4 into the main event.
Okay, now your track is?
It's Dreamfield Speedway in Afton, New York, at the Afton Fairgrounds.
All right, so check it out if you're out in that area. Should be a lot of fun. Okay, everybody, take care, and as Taz said, enjoy your weekend.